Hello again. This is our second project for the CS50 game course. Basically, we've been asked to modify Flappy Bird to implement a couple of things. First of which is a pause state, which we'll have a look at now. Basically, what we do here is we have another state that we implemented, and what it does is load a pause image, center it on the screen. We're then going to every click check to see if the user pressed enter, return, or P, which is our pause button. If they did so, we'll go back to the play state, and we're going to send the values we have stored here back to our play state. Now, when the player enters the pause state, basically we turn off the scrolling, we stop the music, we play a pause sound, and we save our values that came from our play state, so that way we can use them here and also send them back to the play state when they resume play. And when they exit the pause state, we will turn or play the pause sound again and then restart the music. Finally, for rendering, we actually render all the stuff that comes from the play state on the screen, but we overlap the image of the pause icon on top of everything, so that way the player knows that it is paused. And for the play state, the only thing that we really had to modify here was basically send the values to the pause state when it goes, and when we re-enter the play state, we receive a couple parameters. If there's no parameters, we don't do anything, but if there are parameters, we reload them so that way the game continues just where it left off. All right. And then to handle our next part, we were asked to implement a medal or some trophy system in the game. To do that, basically here we created a medal class, and we load the image based off what their score was. Now, I ended up using a scale on the icons because of the fact that the images were a little bit large. So we scale them down so that way it doesn't take up the whole screen, and then we render it to the center of the screen, and for the height we actually just render it to 120, that way it's between the text. For the score state, the only changes that were made here was to load the medal and render it, so that way it's on the screen. We were also asked to randomize the pipe distance in height, and also the pipe distance between time of generation on the screen. Now, to handle the height, basically it was pretty easy, just a random math between 90 and 110 pixels for the pipe. That was pretty easy to handle. And then in the play state, we handled the randomizing using the timer, but instead of setting a value of 2, first of all I set it between a random value of 2 and 4 seconds, and then later on we check to see if that time passed, and then reset the timer to a new random value. Alright, so let's go ahead and give the game a try and see how everything turned out. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is give it a pause. Yep, perfect. Music stopped. Everything worked well. Now, let's continue on and see how the medals and the pipes work. As we can see, the distance between the height of the pipes has been randomized. Also, the distance between the pipes from the time they're generated has also been randomized. So everything comes out just a lot cleaner and a lot more challenging for the player because everything's a little more random. Now that I have 7 points, that means that if I die, I should get the silver medal now. And there we go. Everything is working just as was requested. All right. Thanks for watching.